Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Wherever you are on our lovely, lovely planet.
I'm Ariel.
I'm Shya.
Welcome to being here.
Shya with a little bit of a frog in his throat.
Oh.
I was out in the weeds.
It's what happens when you do weed whacking before the podcast. Today's episode, your life
is a masterpiece.
We were reading right before we started the description we have. Life is a great big canvas. Throw on it all the paint you can. Danny Kaye.
And I remember from when I was a child, now I'm 80, so this goes back a while, an entertainer named Danny Kaye. And I remember the music of the song he was singing.
And I remember Danny Kaye for the musical version that came on television probably in the early 60s of him playing Hans Christian Andersen. You know, I'm Hans Christian Andersen. That's me. It's like it just plays. And you think, here's this fellow long dead. He threw up lots of paint on his canvas and we're
still painted by it.
Yeah.
Colored by it.
And really, it's about being wildly, ecstatically
enthusiastic about your life in this moment.
And being you, not an idea of a better you, but really stepping into being you.
I go fishing at a river about 15 minutes from our house. And on the way there, I pass by a school, a grammar school, and they have a billboard out front, and it said, "Change the world by being yourself." And I just found that so inspiring. I took a picture of it and brought it home to Ariel.
Yes, they are promoting being you. And the easiest way to fall into being yourself and to synchronize up with yourself is truly through listening, particularly in this format.
The other thing is, if you allow yourself to be yourself, you don't have to try to prove how unique you are. You'll experience your own uniqueness. And each one of us are a unique individual, and there are billions of us, and there's only one of you.
I remember one of the examples of that we had when we were in Costa Rica. One of the things that we could do from the outer air dining room is take a high-powered flashlight and flash it over the giant pond they had out in front. And when you've shown the flashlight, particularly toward the edges, you could see the eyes of the caimans that were resting in the pond at night. And caimans are kind of like smaller crocodiles. But if Shya were to hold the flashlight and say, "Oh, look at the caiman eyes," I wouldn't see it until I got so close to the perspective he was looking from, because the light was shining directly back. Each of us have a unique perspective. You are uniquely you, and your life truly is a masterpiece. And when
you allow yourself to experience who you are, rather than listen to the story that you've told yourself of who you are, because that will be especially, not including, but especially your faults or flaws, as opposed to your greatness just in being you.
Should we just take our first guest?
Let's take our first guest.
Let's do that. We have Renata with us. Hi, Renata.
Hi, Ariel and Shya. Where are you calling in from? Here is Renata from Basel in Switzerland.
Welcome to being here.
Thank you. It's so good to be here. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I love the topic of today's show.
Well, then you're the perfect person to have here.
Yeah. because I have so many things in my life that are like changing, and I have so many new things coming up just in my life, and this is very exciting for me, and I can connect to today's topic with like a lot of paint and a big canvas, and but sometimes I'm scared also of the big canvas and the different colors, and so sometimes I lie awake at night. I must say I will move from an environment I lived 10 years in, almost 11 years in now, and I will buy an apartment, my mother's apartment. My mother's mother passed away like a while ago, and I will take over this apartment. So I will be like yeah like
A
my
homeowner.
homeowner, and like a little bit my own boss, because I also quit my job, and I will have to find out on how I will earn my living, and everything. As part of it will be the apartment, and so it's very exciting. But sometimes, as I mentioned, it's scary.
Well, you've quit your job without another job to go to.
Yes.
Well, that could set it up to be scary.
Unless you have resources set aside, which you might. But the other thing, I don't think that those circumstances you outline are scary. It's that you are moving around the apparent continuity of how you've been living. You're expanding, and then if you look down and you have the space, the fear that's within you has a moment to express itself. But if you step into what's next, then there's nothing to fear, because you're actively doing whatever comes next or seeing what comes next.
Yeah, this is a sometimes I succeed in doing that, but sometimes I lie awake at night, and I the thoughts are going around me in my head, and I can't sleep.
Well, then I'm left with a question: what worrying about how the future is going to turn out, which is what you're talking about, saves you from?
What it does for you.
What is not the problem, but what it's the solution to? It for sure saves you from stepping into the next moment of your life. Because if you worry about what the future is going to be, or you worry about what you didn't do right in the past, then you're not here for this moment of your life. So worry pretty much takes you out of the current moment and throws you into a future or past moment. And there are things happening in your life that are perhaps a little confronting, like a relationship. And so worrying about what you're going to do with your life is a lot easier to deal with than worrying about giving up your independence and discovering how to work cooperatively with another person.
Yeah, sure.
I also think laying in bed worrying about things is easier than, say, cleaning out your current place and packing. If you have the idea, oh, I have to move, I'm going to move in a while, but you haven't attended to the things that are needed in order to support you moving, then it's easy to lay in bed at night worrying as a substitute for action. And you come to our Living Made Easy seminars, and when you smile, you illuminate the screen. But there are times when you get into a thought loop of no, where you really stubbornly want things your way. And then I wouldn't be surprised if those are the time frames when you lie in bed at night and think, because something happens and you have an idea that it should go differently, be differently, or your relationship should act differently.
Life shows up the way it does, not the way you'd prefer. And you have strong preferences.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I have strong ideas how things should turn out, and how I have to yeah, I want them to turn out. Yeah,
The way you want them to
giving
turn out.
yeah. So giving up these strong
It
thoughts
reminds
about
me of when I got divorced about 41 years ago, 42 years ago, something like that. I didn't want to, but that didn't matter since the relationship was over.
Mm.
And so whether I wanted to or not didn't change the outcome. When you start wanting what you have, however, then it's much nicer.
I have this image. Our lives are a masterpiece, but what kind of masterpiece is really up to us. You could have a masterful complaint, complex and dramatic, or you can have a masterful creation of a different sort. And I really like you say how you have strong preferences, but you have a preference that your preferences matter.
Here's the thing. You have the idea that if you get your preferences, you'll be happy.
Mm.
You'll be satisfied. And yet you've gotten your preferences frequently, and happiness and satisfaction hasn't followed.
It's been elusive. It's not been caused by that. You have your preferences and sometimes you're happy, and you have your preferences and sometimes you're just out and out miserable. It has to do with you following your thoughts as if your thoughts
Are reality.
Yeah, I just had a very, very strong picture that I have such clear preferences and want them to happen like I want it to, not to be scared anymore, because this is a big topic in my life.
Okay, now slow down for a second.
Yeah.
What is the first principle?
Of instantaneous transformation.
When you resist, persist, and grow stronger.
Well, if you want to get rid of your fear, you're guaranteed to keep it.
Mm.
Now, you could investigate your fear. You could take a look at what just happened that brought that feeling up, and not make it wrong, but just notice it. That would be enough for your fear to start to dissolve. It would actually dissolve. But other moments may bring up fear also. That's why I say start.
I also think, for me, I've recognized something. There are certain activities that we do yearly that I have a fear reaction to, and oh gosh, can I handle that? And I'll give you an example. We are recording this earlier in the year. I know it's being released in July, but we're recording this a little earlier, and we recently brought a very large, heavy table out from its winter nest out to our deck, and the Shya and I did it together. And I have the idea that I don't have the body strength to do it, that I'm not capable, even though Shya and I have put that away and brought it out yearly for a few years. And so I thought it was a very interesting idea that I was afraid of it. So I looked at that notion, and part of it is for me a no, I don't wanna. And then what I did was I heard the no, I don't wanna. I heard that I'm afraid. And then I went out to move that table as if I was leading Shya to do it, not that Shya was requesting my assistance. One of the things that happens is when you hear, oh, I'm afraid of this, and it's something you're going to do anyway, you don't move into it as if it's your idea, as if you are the leader of your life. You do it begrudgingly, even if you're alone.
Mm. Yeah, I know that from school. I have to manage a lesson with kids that I fear somehow the behavior of the kids, and then I go there and I'm not there anymore really, and then it really is a bad experience. But when I go there, as you said, with as it is my own idea, then
Well, you see, it could all be your idea, because if it's showing up in your life, it's your idea.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's, you know, you don't need to be a rocket scientist for this stuff. If you have children in front of you when you get to work, you're a teacher,
But
and you can own it like that's what you want to do, or you can complain to yourself that you have to,
Mm.
and then you can give yourself all the reasons why you shouldn't.
Shai spoke to you earlier about looking to see what your problems are the solutions for. So you're currently a teacher. It sounds like at the end of the year, this is the job you're leaving. But one of the things that we've found is often when people choose to leave a job, they tend to make it bad to justify the move rather than having it be better, easier, like stepping into it to have it be magnificent. So you're ending on top.
Rather than giving yourself all the reasons why you failed.
See, I knew I should have left that job. Wasn't that miserable?
Yes.
This was not the job for me. Look, I have.
And you prove it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
But here's the thing, Renata. No job is the job. No job in itself produces satisfaction for the person in that job. You have to produce your own satisfaction out of being there, but you can't be there as a victim of the circumstance. You have to be there as the author of your life, which you are. But most people forget that they have something to do with the quality of how their life is showing up.
Mm. Yeah,
Everything.
the last few weeks, more and more, I succeeded in really being there and having fun in what I'm doing.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, that's great. I love being with the kids. This is guaranteed. This is guaranteed. I always love being with the kids.
Because we've spoken to you recently, and you've not expressed loving being with the kids.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah, and being in the moment is also one of the best recipes I ever heard.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. Thanks for being with us
Yes,
today.
thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Alrighty then. Drum roll, please. You sound like our cat. It's time for our listener feedback spotlight while Shai is here purring with me. We get to hear from one of our listeners
about how transformation has impacted their lives. And if you'd like to learn more or register for any of our upcoming courses, visit transformationmadeeasy.com.
Yeah.
And when I say easy, it's like the fire swamp.
Yeah, join us.
If you know your way through it, it's easy. If you have a good guide, it's easy. If you don't, well, there's rodents of unusual size. There's lightning sand.
All those
thing?
I don't remember.
Oh, and the fire spurts. Right.
There you go.
There you go.
We're great
Transformation
guides.
made easy.com.
My name is Val, and I live in Montclair, New Jersey. And one of the things I love about transformation and Ariel and Shya's work in general is that I've learned how to share myself and reach out to people in my life. I have a friend who I shared their Being Here podcast with. She told me that it made such a difference for her in her life. Her family was struggling with some health issues. She was going through a transition at work, and it really made a difference for her. And in fact, she quoted pieces of the show back to me, and it really touched my heart, and it brought me closer to her as a friend.
Do you want to have well-being with consistency? Connect with people all over the world from the comfort of your own home at Ariel and Shya's lively interactive Living Made Easy virtual seminars. Join any of their 2-hour online events or take a deep dive into the magic of being you at a virtual weekend seminar. Come on, let's connect. Find out more and register at transformationmadeeasy.com.
Our next weekend seminar.
Creativity and Intuition on August 7th and 8th.
I love that seminar.
It is a fun, exciting, illuminating, creative seminar where you discover your intuition is really spectacular when you discover how to access it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to know about our weekend seminars or the Living Made Easy seminars, which are generally Mondays, Saturdays, and at least
And
one
occasional.
Tuesday a month, go to our website, transformationmadeeasy.com, and click on the Living Made Easy seminar link and find out the dates near you. The people are amazing. People like Renata, the folks who are working behind the scenes, the people that you've been listening to on Being Here. They attend regularly, and it's lovely to see people in person. So if you want to know more, just go to transformationmadeeasy.com and you can find out how. All right, should we take our next guest?
Let's.
All right, Franziska.
Hello, this is Franziska from Hamburg, Germany.
Excellent.
Hi.
Welcome.
Nice to see and hear you.
Yes.
So I have a question. I'm throwing all the paint and sometimes I hold it back. And I love to paint and I love to be in the moment. And I always feel this, oh, I'm afraid I can't do this. I have the opportunity to do a further education because I'm unemployed of COVID. And now I decided to do a social media manager. And this is like a new open world for me. It's like new words, new sounds. And I was so excited to do it. And then I was like, oh no, I can't. I'm too old. I'm afraid. Is this real? And I'm not throwing all the paint in it and I want to.
Well, the metaphor itself, because you said it twice, you actually do like to paint.
Yes, I do like to paint too. Yes. And I don't have the time anymore for that.
Well, that's not quite true either.
Yes, right. Yes, you're right.
You know, that's an excuse we give ourselves when we're not doing what we think we should be doing.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what your question is.
My question is why I'm not fully engaged.
Wait a second. If I tell you why you're not fully engaged, will that get you fully engaged? If you know why you're not fully engaged, will you then fully engage?
No, not really.
Hey, that a girl.
I love you.
That's the right answer.
I love you too. Yes, I sometimes think I'm just afraid of new stuff.
Well, most people have some fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
And you may have some fear of success.
Oh, you hit it right.
Yes. I know. You know, look, how old are you now?
47.
You're 47. You look very good for 47, by the way.
Thank you, my dear.
Yes, you're welcome. Now, here's the thing. For 47 years, you have lived a certain way,
Yeah.
and you've survived with what you consider your failures or your lack of success, and you've survived anyway. So the idea of stepping into something new and being a spectacular success at it, which I truly believe you will be, is frightening because your success up till now has been largely in holding on to failures.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
And you have a hard time recognizing to yourself your magnificence. Like, I am so in admiration of you, Francisca. You and your husband adopted your son, and he is really severely autistic. I believe it's autistic.
Yes, he got, yeah.
And he has behavioral challenges that are part and parcel of that particular disorder, but it is a stronger version of that disorder than I've ever seen personally. And watching you and you both and how you
compassionately
take
handle
care of
it.
this young man, I get goosebumps.
Thank you. Yeah.
And for you, that devotion, that expression, that loving is normal, and it is how you are. But you, I don't like to give this is not quite the thing. It's like you don't give yourself credit, but it's not about credit. But
no, you don't see how magnificent you already are.
Yeah.
You get lost in your day to day, and you lose sight of the amazing brilliance of your being alive.
Thank you.
You know, you get caught up in all the things you got to do, and you forget that you're living also. You know, you're not just trying to get things fixed or over with.
And here's the thing about being a social media manager. You had an inspiration. You saw something that you want for yourself. You said, I'm going to do this. As soon as you say, I'm going to do this, all of the ideas about yourself between you and accomplishing that come up. It's kind
all
of
the barriers that you have to experiencing your greatness. You're either experiencing your greatness or the barriers to your greatness. And so if you allow yourself to experience what you're experiencing, those barriers become assets in that you're seeing them, dissolves them, and they lose their power over you.
Yes, I want that.
Good. Well, that's
you
life.
have that.
Life provides that.
Yes,
but you have to have the right attitude about things coming up that you don't particularly like.
I like you saying, I want that. If you want, oh, look, I don't think I can do this. Oh, look, I'm afraid. Oh, look, I don't think I have the time. If you want those thoughts, they will disappear. It's when you resist that, you think they're meaningful, you invest in them, they get more.
Well, you see, the thing
intensive.
is this, your thoughts repeat themselves every day.
Yes, they do. During the night, even during the night.
And so if you don't like them, they'll repeat themselves even more because what you resist grows stronger.
You know, it's funny when you said that. We always talk about listening every show, and Shya said, oh, your thoughts repeat themselves. And I flashed on this morning when my eyes opened, I said something to the effect of, oh, time to get up. Well, it's like those thoughts happen daily. And I think it's pretty funny that we have thoughts, but some of them we listen to, we don't like, we don't want, and then it's like
and we think we should be different, so we resist those thoughts rather than realize, look, this is the program that was downloaded into my computer, my PC, my personal computer,
your PMC. Your
Personal mental computer.
Yes. Absolutely downloaded. Yes.
Now, here's the other thing. You're starting this new project, which is learning all the details and to become a social media manager. It's similar to when we say, oh, we want to write a book about instantaneous transformation. So our first book, Working on Yourself Doesn't Work, it went through many iterations. The first, I found an old version of that was written in 1997, 1998. And the very first title for it was Our Story. And then it went to Instantaneous Transformation. And then it was Working on Yourself Doesn't Work. But when we were driving down the road the other day, Francisca, recalling how challenging it was for us the very first time to articulate the difference between change and transformation and articulate the phenomena of transformation. And mind you, it still is a challenge, but we were bringing into existence something from nothing. It was like a creative act. And of course, back then we had a lot more effort involved in what we did. We didn't know to trust ourselves. But it's one thing to have this flash of intuition, what you know is right for you and what you want. And then the fun begins, the learning, the expressing, the trying things on, the editing, the learning process. And it can be an exciting adventure, or it can be an endless stream of, oh, I'm not up to this. Look how long it's taken me.
Yeah, you can prove to yourself that you're not good enough, or you can just go for it.
I'm going for it. Yes, definitely. I go for it. I like it. It is new. It is a whole new world. I finally can look behind the screens of how social media is working. And it's like a new world. Sometimes it scares me.
No. And it's a new world and it scares me. You are so capable.
See, here's the thing. You're very capable. You say it scares me.
Yeah.
It doesn't scare you. You may have some fear in you that you experience, but that's yours. It isn't caused by social media management.
No, it isn't. It's in my head.
It's been around forever.
Yes. Nice to have it with me forever. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Really a treat being with you today.
Yes, dear.
Thank you so much.
Excellent. If you would like to be a guest like Francisca was, you can do that. Just go to transformationmadeeasy.com/being here and find out how. Or you can submit a listener spotlight and we'll play it in the middle of the show. Again, transformationmadeeasy.com/being here and find out how. Next week's episode.
Hiding in plain sight.
All right. You'll have to tune in to find out what that's
that
about.
means.
So we'll be back next week.
So come on back.
And don't miss
Being here.